Thinking tool. Notice confusion. Surprises are a gift from the universe, a small clue about what is actually going on. Let the feeling of confusion be your guide. Confusion feels like unresolved surprise, a joke where you don't get the punchline. It's a violation of your expectations that happened somewhere along the way that was never explained. It's a feeling of things not quite fitting together. Noticing confusion should be a prompt to start practicing curiosity. Don't just flinch away, sit with the feeling. It is a powerful guide. Here's an example. We've all seen this before, most likely. We know that square A and square B are the same color intellectually. We've seen the illusion before, but we can't help but notice our observation that it does not look that way to us. Square A looks darker than square B. How do we resolve our knowledge of the world with the experience that we're having? This confusion is a prompt for us to look further into this. At least it can be. Perhaps this example is trivial enough that we move along, but not always. You can train yourself to recognize even a slight feeling of confusion as a valuable signal that something about your model of the world is wrong. It's similar to what people sometimes mean by trust your gut, but where trust your gut is usually an end to the conversation, noticing confusion treats the feeling as the starting point for understanding what's happening. Your strength is your ability to be more confused by fiction than by reality. If you are equally good at explaining any outcome, any situation, any evidence, then you have zero knowledge. You should be confused by fiction. When you see something odd, something that doesn't fit with what you'd ordinarily expect, given your other beliefs, you can successfully notice, promote it to a conscious attention and think, I notice that I am confused, or some equivalent. Say it out loud. Spend some weirdness points. For example, you think that your flight is scheduled to depart on Thursday. On Tuesday, you get an email from Travelocity advising you to prepare for your flight tomorrow, which seems wrong. Do you successfully raise this anomaly to the level of conscious attention? Do you check the website to see when your flight is actually going to leave? Do you check your calendar? Are you confused what day it is? Or do you just shrug and assume that you'll be leaving in 2 days? It seems like, a flight is something important enough to be worthy of a little extra investigation. The feeling of confusion is, unfortunately, very easy to overlook. Uh, the most exciting phrase to hear in science, the one that heralds new discoveries, is not eureka, but that's funny. And that's funny is a quiet thought. It is not going to insist upon itself. And not only can we overlook it, confusion can be easy to ignore. So our brains cut and box things, but nature doesn't. So we can notice when our boxes, our categories, and nature don't line up. When they don't, that's an us problem. That's not a nature problem. But we can be so dedicated to our categories and expectations that we reject what the world is whispering to us. We know the way things are. We know that things are black and white, yes or no, up or down. Well, easy enough to ignore the exceptions if that's what we choose. So confusion occurs when the following uh, is true, but cannot be reconciled. The law of non-contradiction, your knowledge of the world, and a new observation. So if you think you understand how the world works, and you see something that doesn't conform to your understanding, well, either your knowledge was incomplete, your observation was wrong, or the law of non-contradiction does not hold. Unless you flinch away from the challenge, one of these must fall in the face of confusion. Embrace that opportunity.